Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do a general reading for the sign of Gemini for the week of August 21st through the 27th. But before we get started, I just want to make a quick announcement. I'm offering 20% off any 30-minute or 60-minute tarot readings from August 8th until September 8th. Why? My birthday is September 8th, and if you've been following my channel, you know I sold my home. And I was going to offer the discount for the whole month of September because that was my birthday month. But because the home sold, I'm going to be traveling for the second half of September, and I'm not going to be doing readings. So I wanted to go ahead and open that up from August 8th until September 8th. It's kind of nice. It's kind of like that lion gate. It opened it up. But what I'd like for you to do, if you're interested, is look for the link in the description below, but fill out the contact form. Don't go in and book the reading. It's not a big deal. I can give you a refund for the difference. But I'm offering 20% off. So if you send me a contact form, what I'll do is I'll send you an invoice through PayPal and you can just pay it that way. And again, that's for a 30 or 60-minute reading. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and I should say they are booking up fast. So if you are interested, even if it's towards the end of the month, please reach out to me now so I can get you on the schedule. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. So what does the universe need to tell Gemini? What does Gemini need to know? And you know I pre-shuffle my decks. You might see a little smoke coming in. I was burning some sage earlier and it just won't go out. It's just continuing to smolder. So it is coming in over this way. The Palo Santo's there, but I've got another shell over there with the sage in it. All right. So let's go ahead and get some cards for Gemini. Okay, so we've got 3 of Wands. We've got 3 of Cups. We have the Strength card. We have 5 of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. And if you've had a personal reading with me, this is the Yes card. If I just ask a yes or no question, pull one card, this is it. This is like an ace for me in this particular deck, just so you know. So that's a really positive card, very good card. Then we've got the 9 of Wands. Your opportunity is the 7 of Pentacles, and your challenge is the Hierophant. So, okay, let's go ahead and let me scoot this over for you a little bit. And how I read is I am a clairvoyant, empath, psychic, whatever word you want to use. And not only am I, knowing the definition of the decks, I feel into them and they vibrate to me. I also get downloads in words and images. I translate them in my head and I articulate them to you. So if you do hear me stutter a little bit here and there, not much, but just a little bit, that's what's happening. I'm translating. I'm looking at this image and I'm trying to translate it. Words are easy. It's the images that sometimes are a little slower because they continue to have things added to it. Anyways, that being said, this is your recent past, your present, and your near future. Down below is the advice and guidance from Spirit. This is your opportunity and this is your challenge. So I really like the cards right off the bat. In your recent past, this is you manifesting. This is you deciding on what it is that you want to create in the world, what your passion is, and you're sending it out into the universe. When you have that idea, you need to express it. You need to get it out there and see what happens. Send it out into the universe and continue these thoughts, right? Continue working towards your goal. So that's your recent past. Your present energy, you're exuberant. You're celebrating. This is the 3 of Cups. I mean, this is friendship. This is happiness, exuberance. And this is you also being around other people, not you being alone, but really, enjoying the company of others. And it's like you finding your tribe. Even if you're different types of people, you found your tribe. And then in your near future, this is the Strength card. So this is that soft control. This is you tapping into that kind of inner strength where you've got love, patience, compassion, and you're really feeling into it. And I always feel for a lot of people, and this always comes up in different readings, is that sometimes I just feel that you don't realize just how strong you are. And sometimes we're put into situations, and they're usually negative because that's where you really have to dig in and have your strength. That, that's when you discover just how strong you really are and how resilient you really are. And so for a lot of you, I'm finding that that's what's happening. And that could be just in a career change. It can be in a move. It can be in a relationship. It can be, a death in the family, or, you know, divorce, something like that, child custody. You know, I always get family is so intense. You know, when you're, like I worked in family law a long time ago. I'm not an attorney, nothing like that, but I did work in a family law firm when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And it's just so emotional, the what happens in those courtrooms and to the families. You know, they're basically being torn apart. And so everything is on high. And so I think that sometimes for people, men and women, you find out just how strong and resilient you really are. It's like saying, how much shit do you actually have to take in this world? Because recently, you know, in the last few decades, there's just been so much shit laid on the family, right? They've tried to destroy the nuclear family. And so there's just so much damage that takes place. And that I think that, you know, if you're involved in that family wise, you're really able to find out just how strong you really are and how resilient you really are. And, you know, keep pushing forward and just have that positive outlook, even if you're going through a bunch of shit right now. I just want to point that out there. I try not to swear on YouTube because of the censorship. However, sometimes you really need to do that because you need to stress just how intense things can be. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. And you know, I pre-shuffle my decks. It's just too awkward to do it, especially with the clarifying deck. So I will cut it though. All right. So let's go ahead and get some cards. All right, we have the Two of Wands. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So a lot going on for you in this material world. A lot. So let me go ahead and start with your recent past. It's being clarified by the Two of Wands and the Four of Cups. So again, you know, this is the Two of Wands and then this is the Three of Wands, but it's the two that's clarifying the three. So what I'm getting is that here you've thrown this manifestation out there, but some of you might be confused. And what I mean by that is maybe some of you are going back to square one. In this case, you're going back to the two and you're trying to figure out what it is you actually want to do. Maybe you're trying to manifest something and it wasn't exactly what you wanted to do. Maybe you're confused about it. Maybe some new information came in and you're starting over and you're going to create something slightly different or something completely different. But I have it being clarified by the Two and the Four of Cups. And I feel that, you know, when this card comes in, that you are missing some gifts and blessings from the universe. But I also feel for some of you watching that you're actually very frustrated with life. And you're very frustrated with what's going on. And that's causing you to shut down. You're frustrated, and with you, see, he's got his legs and his arms folded. And he's creating this type of barrier so that nothing gets through to him. He's just, it's this self-pity and wallow. And if you start to go down in that, you are going to miss these gifts and blessings from the universe. You're not going to see the Three Cups in front of you. You're just going to be so stuck in your head and in your mind of this victimization and self-pity that you're going to miss everything else going on around you. So for some of you, you know, that's going on too. And that's your recent past. But it seems like you guys really pushed through it, whatever it was, because here you're feeling exuberant and you're with other people. So, you know, just want to keep that in mind for some people. Let me put this out. Sorry, the sage will not stop, and now I'm getting smoked out. Okay, let me see if that works. So we've got this Three of Cups, and this is your present energy. It's being clarified by the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. And so with the Six of Pentacles, it's really saying, you know, you have all this power, knowledge, and resources to go ahead and make your manifestation happen. You have to go ahead and balance your responsibilities. You still need to continue to have fun. That's a really important theme right now in this particular reading, is that you really need to have fun. I really think that it's about you also raising your vibration. And that's why, you know, to get away from this type of energy, you've had to go out and have some fun. You know, maybe you're meeting somebody new or you're doing something new that's exciting and it's really making you happy. And you forgot how you haven't been as happy as you'd like to be maybe in the recent past. And you know, you're being, okay, let me get some water. I just made it. Hold on, I'm sorry. I just can't get smoked out like this. There, I'm just gonna drown that sage stick. Whew, God, it just wouldn't stop. Okay, so I just feel like for a lot of you, it's like it's been a while since you've been so happy. And it was like a reminder of, oh, I guess I was a little down in the dumps, but I just quite didn't know it. I thought that was just the norm. So this is really good for you to get out there and experience that. And if you can, continue experiencing that. You know, maybe have something set up where once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever your schedule will allow, where you can go out and do something like that. You know, it's kind of like a special time for you. And, you know, you're really able to tap into that and remind yourself that you're a creator, that you co-create on this planet. And, you know, especially with this Two of Pentacles, again, you're balancing those responsibilities and you've got to have fun. Okay. I can't reiterate that more. You've got to have some fun, especially if you're someone that's a workaholic. You know, you really do need to spend that extra time just, you know, having that lighthearted fun. You know, just step away from your work for a little bit. It's okay. I'm a workaholic, so I get it, but it's one of those things, right? And so you've got your Strength card in the near future being clarified by the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. And so again, this is you having that inner strength. And I really did feel for a lot of you, this has to do with family, but again, it's whatever aspect of your life that you're focused on and that you're working through right now. And that, you know, it's this feeling of like total abundance, and, you know, she's motherly, she's stable, secure, she's grounded, she's enjoying the sensual pleasures in life with food, you know, making love. I mean, anything that's like part of this beautiful realm of the sensual world. You know, she's got the garden, whatever she plants grows, literally or figuratively. This is finances, but it's really, you know, it's just like this. And she's got a big open heart. That's another thing I want to say too. And that's being clarified by this Five of Pentacles. And this is really the card of lack. And this is like ill health, it's rejection. And so, you know, like I said before with the family, you know, you've got that inner strength, and some of you might not realize just how strong you are until you're put in this position. And I just feel that if some of you are going through a type of breakup or a divorce, or that something's happened in the family, maybe even a death, that's why there's kind of like this split, this schism in the watchers of the people that are here. Some of you are really experiencing this type of abundance, and some of you are just, you know, you're feeling, you know, you're on the other side. You're just feeling this type of rejection. It's affecting your health maybe because it's psychosomatic. You're so distraught emotionally that it's affecting you physically. It's that psychosomatic response. And so I'm just getting that, you know, remind yourself, you know how strong you actually are, okay, if something like this comes your way, and how resilient you are. And just, you know, just go through it and practice self-care if you can, and self-love and self-compassion, and just know it's something you're going to go through. You're not the first to go through it, and you're not going to be the last. And maybe there's a support group if you need it. But it's one of those things where there's definitely a split here. And isn't that appropriate for Gemini? But there's definitely a split in the viewers, the people watching. Because I always try and make it so that I attract my tribe. And so if you're part of my tribe, this is what I'm getting for you. Okay, so this is what I feel for your general overall energy. And for your advice and guidance, we have the Five of Pentacles. You're missing some gifts and blessings from the universe. I think this is when people are in survival mode. And I'll get into that in a minute. And it just, you don't realize that there's strawberries if you've been left out in the snow. And it's one of these things, let me show you just again. They've got strawberries on each side of them, but these guys have run out in the snow. They're down to their last piece of bread, and they cannot see the blessings all around them. The only thing that they can see, and here it is, right? Here's the Five of Pentacles, and this is the Five of Pentacles. It's just a different deck. So like I said, anyone that's feeling rejected or, you know, ill health from what's going on, Spirit's going to clarify it in just a second. But this is something that we're going to be tapping into. And yeah, there's warmth. See, that because you're in survival mode and or maybe you're even feeling like a victim, you're missing the gifts and blessings from the universe. Do you see there's strawberries on either side of them, and it leads them back to that house that's got a light on, so there's probably a fire going, there's food, hopefully friendly people, but at least there's warmth and there's shelter from the elements, and they can live to fight another day. And so they're missing it because they're just, they cannot see past the hand in front of their face. Then we've got the most beautiful card for me in the deck. And this is the King of Pentacles. And for me, this is like an ace. What I'm getting is that, you know, you've got the Queen of Pentacles here, but you've got the King right here. And he's really just loving life. You know, he has arrived at where he wants to be. It doesn't get any better than this. He's got all the finances. He's got the career. He's got the education. I would say he's got enlightenment, because there's always light there. And in this particular deck, you see he's got the Badger there, and the Badger is the Hermit card in this deck. So he's even friends with the Hermit. So I always say he's gone within and he's gotten enlightenment, and he is comfortable with himself to go in and get that kind of enlightenment. And, you know, there's crystals everywhere, and he's got a glass of what looks like maybe mulled wine, you know, because there's like some steam coming off of it. And he's just, like I said, he's really just loving life. Friends, family, generational wealth, everything seems to be going his way. So it's a contrast again, where you've got this Five of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. You've got Queen of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles. So there is a contrast going on here. We've also got the Nine of Wands. And this is saying that everything you have is inside you. You don't need anything. You don't need a crystal. You don't need candle magic. I mean, you don't need anything like that to manifest what it is that you want. She even has a protective circle around her, right? That she has done herself. And she is able to create what it is that she wants in this world. And that's your energy. This is the advice and guidance from Spirit. Spirit is saying everything you have is inside you. But we're going to get some clarifiers. Okay? So I'm going to start reading this as there's a split in the Gemini group. Some of you are doing really well, and some of you are hurting. Some of you are still hurting, and you're doing really well. So this is going to be the type of advice and guidance for the split in this group. So for the Five of Pentacles group, let's get some clarifiers. We've got the Tower, and I hate to see this, but you know, it's one of those things you're just going to have to go through. So for this Five of Pentacles, this feeling of loss or rejection, and, you know, missing the gifts and blessings from the universe because you're in that type of survival mode, you're going to have a Tower moment. And, you know, and that's good because, you know, then at least you're no longer suffering. Just let it go. And then you recover and you can move on because you're going to have a huge sense of loss. You've also got the Five of Cups. So what is coming your way, you know, you're going to be experiencing it. I mean, the positive part of this is that with the Five of Cups, you've got the three spilled cups in front, but if he just turns around, he'll see that he has two more, and he can start gathering cups again, get the third, the fourth, and the fifth, but he's just focused on what he's lost. And so this is going to be the advice and guidance from Spirit. You are definitely going to be going through a Tower moment. I really believe it has to do with family and relationships. I mean, that was such a heavy vibration over here with the Strength card, though. Okay, you're very strong. Don't forget that when you're going through all of this. But you've got a lot of stuff you need to release, people you need to release, situations, and then you can build yourself back up again, okay? Because, like I said, everything you have is inside you, everything you need. You know, you can start again. You can create something bigger and better, right? The life that you really deserve, because whatever's been happening over here, you got to get rid of it, let it go, move on. So for this King of Pentacles, let's get some clarifiers. We've got the Eight of Swords, and we've got the Four of Swords. I'm just going to pull the clarifiers across the board right now. Okay, and so for this King of Pentacles, it is being clarified by the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords. And I'm really getting, you know, that, again, this is about your thinking, Gemini. And I know that you're really intelligent and maybe you are spending a little too much time in your head. You know, it's really good to think, but, you know, sometimes you need to pull out. Is that, you know, whatever's going on, your thoughts, words, ideas, it's making you feel very trapped and restricted. And this is something that you're doing to yourself. You can see she's just trapped with a ribbon. She can easily lean up against the sword and, you know, rub it and make it release her, and then take the blindfold off and walk away. But there's something that is just going on and on and on in your head that's causing you to feel very restricted and trapped. You don't quite see a path out of your situation or something right now. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting. And so it's up to you. Go within and really think about it, and you start preparing to find your way out of this type of restriction, because you've got nothing but wonderful feelings ahead of you. But there's something that, you know, there's some situation that you feel very trapped in. Okay. And like I said, I'm reading this in that there's two different types of Gemini here. There's one that's really suffering right now, and then there's one that's doing really well. But even the one that's doing really well, you still feel some restrictions. So just go within. You know, I mean, I know I'm telling you to get out of your head, but this is just for you to find this particular path out. I'm not telling you to spend all your time in your head. Just find the way out, because I don't feel like it's hard for you. I just feel like you got stuck in your thinking. And then over here with this Nine of Spells, it's being clarified by the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Swords. And so everything you have is inside you. This is the Nine of Cups. I mean, he is just loving life. He's got this type of cocky feeling towards really having all the sensual pleasures in the world. He's only missing one cup, which would be family, joy, and everything else. But other than that, this is about you loving life and really enjoying it. So the advice and guidance from Spirit is, you know, to continue to enjoy life, right? This is what you have up here with your present energy, this type of celebration and that exuberance and friendship, right? And continue forward doing that. You're raising your vibration and you're happy. That's so important for you to be really happy. Okay. You can have some things rush in. You know, you're going to have, what I'm just getting actually is that this is more of a card about speed in this particular arrangement, the way that this is set up. Okay. When it's set up like this, everything you have is inside you. This is the Nine of Cups. What I'm feeling is that this is actually here to say you're about to get the 10th cup very quickly. That's what I'm getting from this, is that the 10th cup is coming in very, very fast, and he's bringing it in. And you're actually saying what you want. I think a lot of you are saying that you want a happy family, whether you choose to get married legally or not. You want that type of relationship and that type of deep bond. That's what I'm kind of getting from this. It's interesting how it's focused on relationships and people today. I really like that. Okay, so that's the advice and guidance from Spirit. Then we look at your opportunity. You have the Seven of Pentacles, so you have all these choices ahead of you. But always remember, go slow and choose carefully, because once you choose the door, all the other doors go away. Okay, so you have a lot of choices. Choose very carefully. Okay, and then we've got their challenge, and this is the Hierophant. Your challenge is to take advantage of the divine downloads, and this is also a card for ancestral downloads that you're getting, because up here you're missing them. Here in survival mode, you're missing them. And so, like I said, this ties into, I feel like there's a split in the Gemini reading, which is appropriate for Gemini, but I feel the split. And so for those of you that are missing your gifts and blessings from the universe and your divine downloads, this is a challenge to you to get that high vibration going and pay attention to it. It's coming in dreams or daydreams, however it comes into you. I even get them when they come to me in my dreams in music. Like I'll wake up in the morning and I'll just blurt out a phrase that's a lyric. And then I have to go on YouTube and enter it and then see what comes up. And maybe I know the song and maybe I don't. And I have to then, you know, get a song of it on YouTube where the lyrics are actually printed right there. So I can actually read the lyrics if I don't understand what the singer is saying. Okay. So it could be, you know, it could come in ways like that. All right. So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. So for your opportunity, it's clarified by the Five of Swords, excuse me, and the Death card. A lot of release going on for you, Gemini. You got a lot of baggage that you're going to have to get rid of. And then your challenge has the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. And I'll have to say there is one thing, not one thing, but there's another thing I'm picking up on this reading. And it has to do with, like, you're stuck and then things happen fast. You're stuck, things happen fast. It's like, hurry up. And then it's not just waiting, it's stuck. Hurry up and stuck. Hurry up and stuck. That's like this weird vibration of the cards, and it's happening right here. It's like, it's just weird. It's just, there's something that it's not smooth for you right now for this week. So with all these choices that are coming your way, and remember, when you choose the one and the other doors close, well, will they ever come back again? I don't know. Maybe they're going to be different choices, but that's why you have to choose carefully and take your time and don't rush into it. And again, you're going to have some obstacles come your way with you deciding on these choices, and you're going to have a lot of stuff that you need to release. So whether you choose or not, you're still releasing stuff. You have a lot, and this is something that's going to happen over a long period of time. But what I like about this is that in your opportunity, while you have some obstacles in your choices, that's why you really have to go slow and take your time, and you're going to be releasing things along the way. You're going to be able to rebirth yourself into this person that you're creating, this evolution of self. And so this is really interesting for you. And I think that I'm getting that you're going to be a happier person. I mean, even if you're happy now, you're still going to be much happier because you're really evolving and you're able to take more control of your life. So this is your opportunity. It's up to you to seize it. And then for your challenge, again, with you getting these divine downloads, and they're divine and ancestral, it's up to you to hear them. But they're trying to tell you the story that you need to hear right now from your ancestors. That's not something that I'm hearing. Is that, maybe there's something, a question you're asking about your ancestors, and it can be like going back 100 years, 10,000 years, 50,000 years, right? Because we know that they've lied to us about history. But it's one of those things where, maybe you go to bed at night and you're praying or you're meditating, use whatever word you want, and you're asking, can you give me advice? Is there something I need to hear right now? And so it's kind of like if you're looking at, let's just say Greek mythology, and you're saying, is there something I need to hear right now? And maybe they're going to tell you the myth of Sisyphus. I mean, maybe they're going to, maybe they're going to tell you something like that. The narcissist. I mean, there's, to look back at the Greeks and what they've done and how these stories are so relevant. They're timeless. But it's one of those things where you go back and you ask your ancestors, what story do I need to hear now? And they will tell you. And, maybe you're not even aware of it because, a lot of that stuff's been hidden from us, especially if you're European. They have really tried to hide things about the Druids, and I mean, going all the way back. They have really tried to block it out, saying that it doesn't exist anymore. It was never recorded. I'm sure it's in someone's library somewhere, and they just don't want us to know about it. But that being said, ask your ancestors and see what you wake up to knowing, or even if you don't remember your dreams, it's downloaded to you and it's sitting there for you to access at some point. And these downloads are coming in super fast. There's a lot of them. They're coming in and, they are filling that gap for you. It's your challenge to be accessible to them. And, it's going to be slow moving. When they come in so fast, you're basically just there receiving. I don't feel that you're taking any action on them. I feel right now that it's like you are a vessel being filled. And when you get to the point to where you're full and, you have to then start processing in your head, that's when you will be able to advance forward. But right now, you're just there. You're this vessel that's like, trying to receive these divine downloads. You do need to raise your vibration. I just want to say that, if we walk with anything, I just want to remind you, please raise your vibration because that will help you on so many levels here in this particular reading. Okay, so that's your opportunity and that's your challenge. It's up to you to access both and utilize them. You have to seize them, right? This is already spread out. This is, you know, your current energy, the advice and guidance, but it's up to you to seize your opportunity and to seize your challenge. All right, everybody, that's what I have for you, Gemini, for the week of August 21st to the 27th. And don't forget, if you'd like a personal reading with me, the link is in the description below. Just fill out the contact form to get that 20% off. And let's see, anything else? Yes, if you could, please like, share, and subscribe. And if this resonates with you, please leave a comment below. All right, everybody, thanks for watching and have a great week. Sending you lots of love. Bye.